Greetings from the channel, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you spend a cozy evening with your loved ones. We appreciate your consistent support of the channel. We will enjoy a fascinating story in today's episode. I hope you find some time to unwind after reading the story. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment to help the channel. Let's now examine this story's primary theme. After waiting all day, the rain hasn't stopped. Even though it's fall in the north, unexpected downpours are still common. Many people are obstructed by cars when it begins to rain. Phong left her hometown to learn to drive today, when she was 19 years old. She only brought a set of documents and a few pairs of shoes in a little backpack. Phong's father provided financial support so that Phong could have the opportunity to study in the capital after he finished high school and spent a long year at home. Phong's parents repeatedly cautioned her before she left. However, Phong only paid attention to what some friends who were studying in Hanoi had to say. When Phong needed assistance, she made the decision to call them. Phong paid the car's owner when she got there and bid them farewell. In the hopes that the process would be finished quickly, she went into the area where the documents were kept. They began studying right away, and Phong now needed to find lodging. He began searching the neighborhood around the driving school for rental properties. Phong eventually discovered an empty room. Phong made the decision to wait at the entrance for the owner to come get her after the owner called and said the location was convenient and the price was fair. "Did you just call to ask for a rental house?" a middle-aged woman asked. After confirming, Phong invited her to board the vehicle. They reached the market, which was tucked away in a narrow alley. After navigating the twisting roads, the owner and Phong intervened and inspected the market. Phong went out to find a restaurant and buy some necessities after agreeing to rent and completing all the registration requirements. Phong prepared for a new life in Hanoi by choosing to eat at the restaurant rather than buy food. Phong noticed Hanoi was packed on the way out. His neighborhood was packed with students. "How many pretty girls are here?" Phong thought as he strolled. Phong was still oblivious to the scent of life at the age of 19 or 20. There were some girls in high school as well, but they were only there because they loved learning. Phong went home and slept after eating and shopping. The sounds of the neighborhood woke Phong up in the afternoon. Phong stepped out into the middle of the river. Phong is very busy. He is not timid. Phong has no trouble conversing with strangers. Phong was also a playboy when he lived in the country. He was anything but shy. A girl caught his eye. It appears that the student was merely conversing with her while getting ready to cook rice. Phong spoke with her. "Hi there, everybody. I recently relocated here." "Hi there, we are National University first-year students. Which school are you enrolled in?" "I'm just learning how to drive." "Only a handful of students are present." "No, sir. A large number of Phong come to work here. It is sufficient in most cases." Suddenly, a girl's voice could be heard behind Phong's back. "A new soldier. A gift must be present." Phong looked over at her, roughly 25 years old. Wore very sensible clothing. "The body is really lovely, but the face isn't very attractive." Phong inhaled deeply. Then he composed himself and answered. "Indeed, sister." "Hi, sister. Lovely girl, this is where I recently moved." "God, oh God. I received praise, this man is also able to speak." "Which school do you attend, then? You can tell you're a student just by looking at your face." "I acquire driving skills, sister." "Are you certain you'll be at work?" "A schoolboy." "A schoolgirl, as simple as that." "My age is 26. I'm heading to the office, so fresh. Do you have anything to treat yourself to?" "There are a lot of girls here." "Not many boys," Phong spoke with assurance. "I'd like to take you out for a drink after you finish your meal." "You were asked out for a drink, I heard." Other girls in the room responded as well. Phong pondered. "That's all, it must be expensive to go to the wrong place with so many girls." "Right here." Phong overheard a group of sisters conversing. The school is divided into 6 rooms. Girls are allowed in all 3 rooms. Alternatively, the other rooms are designated for unmarried women and men, Fong's room only. There's a good chance that Fong will find love here. But these three girls must be to blame. Fong felt a mixture of joy and anxiety. Then he spoke. Fong spoke with assurance, "I'd like to invite you today. The entire school is welcome to join me for a drink later. Fong is my name, 19 years old. I'm getting better at driving. I'm glad to have met everyone, all right. Let's eat dinner together later. Let's get a drink," he extended an invitation. "Then we need to be excited. Lon is my name, my age is 26. Raise your voice. Naturally, when you only have one son in this region, you must make it unique." A tall man said at this moment, "Hurry up. You're finished. It's disastrous to go into the wrong area. Luckily, you can keep quiet here because you have a wife." Fong says hello. "Indeed, I'm here to greet you. Fong is my name. 19 years old, indeed. Hi there. Duong is my name, 30 years old. You're learning to drive, I've heard. I'm heading to the office, the first room is where I am. With my spouse." He took his wife and referred to her as his wife. A sister approached Duong's arm and spoke. "She must be the wife of Duong." "Hi there, Fong is my name," she said with a smile. "Indeed, my name is Duong." "Hi there. Duong's initial spouse, I'm glad to have met everyone. I want to spend some time at work. Later, I'll meet everyone, at night, following a meal, a drink, and a shower." Sitting on a black and white phone was Fong. A head was protruding into the space. Fong was forced to shake his head. It was Lon, it turned out. "Hello, youngster, what are you doing? Will you hide and refuse to offer water to everyone?" Her voice was mocking as she whispered. With a smile, Fong got up and left through the door. "You're not here if you hide. To assist you, I call on everyone." She said that and then sprinted around the neighborhood. "All right. I need to call everyone, so lock the door." Fong grinned at Lan's lack of interest. On the right, in the same room, is Fong's room, near the restroom. Lan's room is on the other side. Fong locked the door and waited at the corner for everyone. A few seconds later, a large crowd gathered. Fong came to the realization that Chow, Duong's wife, and a few of the girls he had met that afternoon were too busy to learn their names. An empty room has not yet been built in the countryside today, but for the time being, people are also happy, Lon said as he stood in front of Duong. "Come on, Fong. Please pardon me. I just got here and have no idea where to go." Everyone takes the lead. "Okay," Lon said with a smile. "Follow me, please." Lon took the lead. Duong's wife Fong and 4 other girls came next. After some time of walking, Lon came to a sizable lake. Near the lake, everyone visited a sugarcane juice stand. Everyone took a seat after Lon entered first and poured Duong some sugarcane juice on a plate. Duong was seated next to Fong. Given that there are only 2 brothers and 6 girls, this makes sense. Lon took the last seat across from Fong after pouring the juice. Although Lon appeared to hide behind her face or laugh that it was something depressing, Fong thought she was very carefree and happy. As Fong considered it, a voice call came in. "Hello. What's on your mind? You're so close to people, but why? Are you missing me?" As it happened, Lon informed him. Fong had a crush on him since she was a young girl, so she answered right away. "It's nothing, sister," he said. "When I go out with a lot of girls, especially that attractive one, I get a little upset." "You're 19 years old, but you have this kind of crush on me," Lon said. "Because of that guy, you will die. Let me talk to you, please. I've always had a thing for this boy from the neighborhood. When did you have a crush on me?" Lon said sourly as Duong spoke up. "I'm crushing on you." "So, who did you end up crushing on? Don't tell me that you'll develop feelings for this Fong." When Duong and sister Chow heard that, they chuckled. "Please, hurry up. Young pilots are not to my taste. It's a bit strange to see this new child in the country, but it's for an 18-year-old girl. According to Lon, I support 4 girls who are infatuated with one another. We're too young, sister, yelled a girl. Lon introduced each person several times after that. Everyone, hurry up. Learn about one another. Allow me to present you, this is 19-year-old Fong, who is currently enrolled in driving school. And these are National University 5th-year students Lai, me, and Mo, for attractive local girls. For now, Fong can only recall Duong's husband and the name of Lon in the other room. The other 4 girls are split up into 2 rooms, with Sister Chi in the first. According to Fong, those girls are enrolled in college. Getting rid of them must be really tough. Before we proceed, let's observe the current state of affairs. Sticking to Duong and talking for a while sipping sugarcane juice. Fong continues to be confused with the other girls. He only recalls that all 4 of the girls are in their 5th year at National University and are 18 years old. Fong converses with Duong, and the girls converse with one another. What is Duong's occupation? He works for a private company as a computer salesman. His pay barely covers his living expenses. In a few years, he might tie the knot. Where do you work, then? You're not abnormal, sister. I am employed at a private company as a computer salesperson. In order to have some capital, we are attempting to save money. My parents' wedding is also beginning later, however, we are not yet ready to get married. That's a good thing about you. Like me, you are a full-time student. After high school, I spend a few hours eating at home. I was made to learn how to drive by my parents. I requested to attend school because I enjoy driving. Perhaps I will make more money than you after I graduate from high school. Don't forget to give me some cash if you have any. Yes, exactly. All I'm concerned about is my financial situation. Could you provide your phone number to me? So that we can get in touch. Or are you trading phone numbers with each other? I'll give you a call back. Hello, young one. Please provide your phone number. Indeed, sister. Don't call me a kid, though. I've heard that's how people call each other in the South. Your voice remains that way even though you are looking at it with your eyes. That's how you like to call. Saigon is where your grandmother is from. Thus, the way you speak in the North and the South can sometimes have an impact on you. Lon, forget it. You resemble a child. I am like a child, yes, ignore me. Or simply forgot to reassure me. Did I not tell you to die now? Not at all, Chi Lan, hurry up, we have more people to help us because they are still here instead of this family. I worry about who will look after us if we flee. Did you hear what Duong said? Chi asked, laughing. The sisters have a strong sense of unity. Although they are on opposing sides, it is said that she is your fiancé. Yes, I am aware of that. Getting to know each person makes me very happy. Fong claimed that it was enjoyable to hang out with so many girls at the time. After a while of sitting, everyone left for their homes. Fong got up to pay, but Duong, Chi, and Lon prevented him from doing so. He must attend his parents' school, they said. They should have had money to pay for their journey to work. Fong ultimately only had to pay half the total amount after a lull. Everyone here is really nice, in his opinion. He fell into this trap, though it's unclear if it was luck or bad luck. Say goodbye to everyone and head home. Fong retired to his bed. Even though it was a dry autumn, he still found it difficult to fall asleep without a fan. Fong believed he needed to purchase a small fan for use. Who knows, he might stay here and look for work after he finished driving. Fong sat down to smoke after opening the door. He started smoking when he was in 3rd grade. He didn't want to quit smoking even though he knew it was bad. He could still see a bright room when he looked around the neighborhood. Perhaps some students spend their nights studying. At the start of the year, Fong wondered why he was studying so much. Just as he was finishing his thoughts, the door in front of Lon opened. Lon was dressed in shorts and a 2-piece shirt. It was very striking. Lon approached, her long hair falling in a ghostly ball. Why didn't you go to bed, kid, so you could woo the daughters of others? Fong spoke to her in a whisper. You're having some trouble sleeping, so come smoke outside. Lon kept yelling. There are people waiting here, so take advantage of the fact that I haven't gone to sleep yet. Fong immediately went back to the room after hearing that. You remain here, go to bed, and then retreat while yelling at other people's daughters. Lon returned to the restroom because she hadn't finished smoking. Perhaps she needed to use the restroom before luring him in. This woman is weird, like a child, Fong thought. Perhaps I would have put her in the closet if she had been a few years younger. However, she is 5 years my senior, and I dislike piloting an elderly woman's aircraft. Fong eventually dozed off as well. Fong woke up the following day. Everyone in the neighborhood went to work and school. The only person left at home was her. In a few days, she had to go to school. This style is really uninteresting. In addition to requesting a fan and other essentials, Fong called her family to report the situation. Her parents immediately concurred. Fong is not a good girl, but she also has no regard for regular people. She had breakfast and made some purchases after taking care of herself. She requested a gate key yesterday. Fong went to the crowded streets after unlocking the house's iron gate and locking it. Many people were walking by, and there was no way to get back. She had two options, walk or ride the bus. After a few more days, when the bus was stable, she would ride it to the country to meet up with some friends. It felt like yesterday. After eating, Fong noticed some occupied rooms. It was Hien's room next to it. She shared a home with Hao. Fong recalled those students' names. She gave Hien more attention. She believed that Hien would be a good fit for her, despite the fact that she was smaller and less attractive than Hao. She picked the appropriate object and proceeded since she knew that if she climbed too high, she would fall. In the adjacent room, she noticed two girls cooking. Hello everyone, she said right away. I'm preparing food. Could you register me? Come and eat with us if you don't mind. The two girls said. Just kidding, she said, continuing to stand at the door. I've already had dinner there. We women are capable of cooking for ourselves. I eat quickly because I'm too lazy to cook by myself. Would you like to join us in cooking rice? Are you scared to cook by yourself? Hien frequently joined us for lunch every afternoon. Fong considered dining with Lon, but it wasn't a good idea, Hien said. I'm really shy, he said. There's Xian or Lon, but I just got used to bothering us that way. What fears do you have? All of us are from far away. I have been here for just about 2 months. Lon has spent a number of years here. That's how she frequently makes fun of everyone. She's really pleasant. Hao also entered. Hien retorted, you're right, buddy. You'll notice that everyone adores one another if you stay here for a while. Join us in cooking, don't be timid. So, thank you ahead of time. I'm going home tonight. I'll join everyone at the table. Come on, let's eat. I'll return home and take a short nap. I'm too worn out. It would be wonderful if I could cook with these two girls, Fong thought as he lay in the room. It's easy and convenient to approach Hien, but when he thought about Lon, he felt a little scared of her, as though she was flawed. She is obviously not a shy person or a shy boy, but she still feels uncomfortable around Lon. She met Lon outside the door as she was getting ready to take a shower in the afternoon. She appeared to be preparing to shower. Hey kid, aren't you going to stop me from taking a shower? Lon whispered. He responded instantly. The bathroom is equipped with 2 restrooms. I'll take one, you take another. What connection does it have to one another? Who knows, Lon added. What happens if I'm prevented from showering? Today's society is extremely complex. It's unbelievable. What, in your opinion, is so awful? That's all, waiting for the mosquito to bite while standing there. Well, you should shower first. He hurried into the bathroom and shut the door behind him. What is his opinion of her? It's nice to have someone to talk to, but he didn't tell her anyway. He was ready to go out to eat after showering. We'd like to have lunch together later, Fong, you are under no obligation to visit the restaurant. Fong paused. Is that acceptable? Suddenly, behind her back, Lon said, is that acceptable? Or do we both have poor cooking skills? He responded fast because he was accustomed to my style. Oh, you irritate me. You resemble a phantom. Lon gave her a handshake. Are you upset with me? If you do something wrong, don't look me in the eye. Since I was a young child, I have been practicing martial arts. Let Fong go, Hien yelled. Let's eat lunch together. Hien was a kind and loving girl who captured Fong's heart. She constantly made fun of her, unlike Lon. Everyone took a seat for lunch. She mentioned providing funds to cook together during lunch. Fong promised to donate funds for the entire month. Fong was still able to eat. He felt as though he had known it for a long time, but he had only recently grown accustomed to it. He pulled out a dish to wash after lunch. However, a few girls refused to let him wash. Fong just pulled out a water bowl. He no longer had to go to the restaurant because he had a place to eat as of today. Getting to know these girls made him feel incredibly fortunate. He sat in front of the room to smoke in the evening since he had nothing better to do. He watched as Lon exited the room with the motorcycle. Where are you going? He asked. Her voice was softer than before. Are you available? Would you like to accompany me? Thus, he gave her an opportunity. If you don't sell me to China, that's fine, but stop calling me a child. I simply got better. What do I call you? She inquired. All you have to do is call me Fong. I take it that Fong is a child. Fong, she said with a smile. Don't you know how to ride a motorcycle? I'll show you another insurance model. Although Fong has never been a motorcycle rider, her motorcycle was excellent. They must be the same, Fong reasoned. After saying that, Lon entered the room. I removed the motorcycle from the gate because I had forgotten. I immediately left after taking the hat. Fong waited for the door to open after locking it and taking the umbrella out of his pocket. Duong was sleeping when Fong first met him on the motorcycle. Where are you going? He asked. Where are you going? She asked. Fong replied, I'm not sure anymore. Perhaps in another location. Where are you heading? What did these people say to me? Lon asked in a humorous tone. I requested a safe ride from Fong. Leaving the house alone at night is extremely risky. Duong grinned. Who has the power to harm you? All you're scared of is him. It's risky for Fong to accompany you. Lon said, I'm in a hurry, I'm not free to deal with you, without hesitation, and sat up quietly. There, you simply wait. Come on, Fong. After saying hello to Duong, Fong turned on the motorcycle gradually so that he could become accustomed to it. In contrast to riding a motorcycle, he found the breath to be boring, even though he thought the motorbike was easy to drive. Where are you going? Fong asked at the end of the main road. The location of the road is unknown to me. Lon grinned slightly and forgot. No, Fong, just go straight, everything will work out. Two people eventually came to a stop in front of a supermarket. Fong was instructed by Lon to send a motorcycle and accompany her. Fong believed he had been duped. He had heard that it was murderous to go shopping with some women. He wanted to accompany her. Lon handed Fong a bookcase inside and then took a look around the shop. Choose this or that. Fong was content to keep shopping even though she wanted to die. Though I was too shy to tell her I was going to do so, she turned around when she noticed that I was crying. Getting home was Fong's goal. I bought it temporarily, she said. Have you made any purchases? Let's see if you can pay me to accompany you today. You don't need anything. Fong said shyly as she opened the bookcase. You speak so softly today, and each time is unique. You may now return home. Your accent is adorable, and your voice is manly. Although I dislike it, I prefer to keep it because I'm a gentle person. These people are so strange. A low voice. Your accent is adorable, and you speak so softly. I'm not accustomed to it. I am accustomed to being left alone. I should have been somewhat infected back in the south with my grandmother, but you know, I'm an outsider. Fong followed her, and everything about her changed, including the way she spoke and behaved. She was cute at times, but sometimes it made her angry. To find out what the girl was like in the south, she had to travel there later. Fong recalled the route without the key when her father was behind the wheel. She noticed that time went by more quickly on the way home. She returned quickly to her home. Fong drove directly in front of her room after waiting for her to open the gate. When Hien noticed that, he inquired, "Where did you and Lan go?" Lan gave a brief response before opening her mouth. To make a purchase, she pulled right in front of the store. "What did you buy so much?" Hien went on. She replied that, although it would be more accurate to refer to it as a holiday, she had purchased items to get ready for the trip with the agency. Fong was worn out. She instructed everyone to go to her room and shut the door because she wanted to go there and rest. She could still hear Lan thanking Hien for accompanying her today in the back. Fong concluded from Lan and Hien's conversation that girls have a lot to say. Fong, seated at the phone, texted Hien, "Don't you sleep," after seeing Lan and Hien's number. "I thought you were sleeping," Hien said. "I couldn't sleep because you and Lan were talking." "No, I just asked," Fong said. "You go to sleep first, then." "Good night." "Indeed, all right, go to bed early." "Good night." "Goodbye," Fong pondered for a while before dozing off. Everyone had left for work and school the following morning. Lan informed Fong that she had traveled home with the agency today. "Be kind to Hien and refrain from bullying her." Fong answered, "Just give me a gift, and have a nice trip." Fong took the bus today since she didn't have to go to school. After cautiously locking the door, she walked to the bus, climbed up, wandered up and down a few times, asked for a new car, arrived at Hong Kim Lake, heard a lot about Hanoi from friends, had time to go for a walk, sat down for a while, and saw many foreign tourists and people walking. She took the bus back, and despite my request, I was still wrong a few times before returning to the inn. Fong reasoned that I would be lost until nightfall if I didn't ask. To buy some food for some girls, Fong went to the grocery store. Hao saw you had just arrived home and immediately inquired, "Where did you go, and what are you holding in your hand?" Fong went around to alleviate the sadness and sent Hao food. "For those kids, I purchased this." According to Fong, Hien was preparing roasted rice that evening. "Fortunately, you prepared rice for us both, so I didn't need to call," I said. Naturally, Fong took a seat in Hien's bed, and Hao was delighted to be with Hien and Hao at this time. The narrative went on to depict characters' intimate bonds and daily lives within a group of friends. The narrative centers on the interactions between Fong, Hien, Hao, and Lan when they cohabitate, sharing duties and taking care of one another. Being in the room with the two girls made him feel at ease. He would immediately let us know if he didn't eat. "How was school today?" Fong asked. Only Hien, Hao, and she had lunch together in the afternoon. Lan only ate with everyone in the evening. Suddenly he realized that today was Lan's trip. Lai and I were close by to eat the food that Fong had purchased after lunch. Lai and I attended the same school as Hien and Hao, but they were in different classes. Since Lai and I were taller and more attractive than Hien and Hao, he hardly ever spoke to them. Fong continued to see the four girls running around like fireworks. He felt that having two more boys here would be beneficial. One was with his lover, and Duong had Chi. He had to argue with the four girls and talk to Lan a lot because he was the only one who was alone. He became more aware of Hien. Despite her lack of beauty, the girl spoke more easily than others and with grace and gentleness. He had recognized the object to rouse her just a few days prior. He couldn't help but miss his daughter no matter where he was. It's a very sad life without a daughter. When Fong and his friends woke up one year in the country, they noticed a motorcycle. He gained a great deal of experience on the motorcycle. Lan returned home in the evening while he and Hien were getting ready to cook and noticed her motorbike packed with people. He rushed out to assist her. If she was enjoying herself, he asked. She appeared worn out. Lan is back, Hien said. Thus, a result exists. What is the outcome? Chi Lan retorted. This is where I want to die. After that, he dashed into the room and collapsed on the bed. Oh, this girl doesn't have any thoughts, Fong said, putting his belongings in the room. That boy is you. Chi Lan grinned wearily. I can't lie down because I'm exhausted. What are you thinking about? I'm exhausted today. I avoid arguing with children. Chi Lan did not attend the dinner because she was too exhausted to eat. She was asked to purchase 8 kanjis for Hien. Fong gladly concurred. He walked to buy kanji after eating. He thought on the way that this girl appeared healthy and went out for a day as though she were ill. He purchased kanji, brought it home, and asked Hien to deliver it to Chi Lan. Hien ran to him quickly after a while. Chi Lan is too high, Fong. She is unable to eat, now what should I do? Fong sprinted directly to Chi Lan's chamber. Chi Lan shook her hand, blinked, and closed her eyes as Hao applied an eye patch for her. She felt hot and depressed. Chi Lan needs to be taken to the hospital by her. I'm going to call Duong and Chi Chi now, Fong told Hien. It's extremely risky, so I have to take Chi Lan to the hospital. Duong sat in the back of the car after carrying Chi Lan out. As instructed by Duong, Fong pulled out as quickly as he could. The hospital's emergency room dispatched Duong's vehicle for Chi Lan a moment later. Fong turned to see Chi Lan lying in the hospital bed, undergoing examination by a physician. Duong instructed Chi Chi to bring some essentials over the phone. Chi Lan was sent to the hospital by the doctor after the examination. Chi Chi and Duong left and remained motionless. They were concerned about Chi Lan even though they knew her. Chi Lan, what happened to her? Hien and Chi Chi showed up out of nowhere with necessities. I'm taking Chi Chi to the hospital now, Duong said. Tonight we must remain here. Everyone must cooperate. According to Fong, they must report to work early tomorrow. In order to care for Chi Lan, I must attend school. I have a query. Am I able to take today off? In order to care for Chi Lan. How can I take a day off? After giving it some thought, Duong said, I'll tend to Chi Chi first. You two head home. Instead, Fong and Hien will arrive at midnight. In any case, 2 people find it easier. In the event that Chi Lan remains here for an extended period of time, we must keep Fong safe. Yes, that makes sense, Fong said. I'll get Hien some rest. Instead, I'll take Hien and Hien. Hien told Fong about Chi Lan's family on the way home. The entire family of Chi Lan relocated to the south. Chi Chi is the only one outside. Since their time in school, Chi Lan and Chi Chi have been friends. They are separated by a great distance. Despite only knowing Chi Lan for 2 months, Hien and Hao have a strong bond. The story continues with Fong, Hien, and Chi Lan's complex relationship. In this case, Fong's gradual realization of his feelings for Chi Lan caused him to feel conflicted. A woman has experienced many depressing events. Fong thought everyone got along well with one another. When he arrived at Fong's room, he was unable to fall asleep. He found it incomprehensible that Fong was concerned about Chi Lan. Even so, Chi appears to be very strict and frequently makes fun of others. However, Fong experienced sadness after that, though he was unsure of the cause. Chi Chi and Duong might have known better. As a result, when speaking, the 2 of them frequently glance at Chi Lan. Fong left to smoke outside. It was 1 in the morning. Fong picked up the phone and sent Hien a text. Hien and Fong visited a hospital in Chi Lan. Hien sent the message, opened the door, and went outside. To avoid disturbing the people who were sleeping, Fong parked the car in a quiet manner. After allowing the car to sit up, he drove Hien to the hospital. The girl was unable to sleep, according to Hien on the way. She awaited Fong's call so she could leave immediately. Fong saw Duong smoking outside the hospital when she got there. Fong approached. Chi Chi was sitting next to Duong when Hien entered. I just got here, but I bothered you like that, Duong said to Fong. I feel so ashamed. Lately, your work has been very demanding. It's difficult to imagine you feeling sorry for me. Don't say that, said Fong. I consider everyone to be family. even though I've only recently gotten to know them. Hao and Hien also prepare meals for me. Brother, it's important to experience new emotions. I am also aware of the before and after, Duong said, nodding his head. Lan considers Chi to be a close friend. Lan is like a sister to me. I make an effort to accept it. Let me start by saying thank you. Don't be so shy, Fong retorted. I'll go home and rest with you. Hien and I will look after you. I will give you a call if you need anything. Fong and Duong put out their cigarettes. Chi and Duong returned home. Hien and Fong remained in Chamlan. Chi continued to take excellent care of Hien before leaving for home. And she appeared quite concerned about Lan's reluctance. At midnight, in the hospital's quiet area, Fong advised Hien to take a short nap so that she could tend to Lan. My daughter is exhausted because she is ill and weak. Just sit and talk to me, Hien said. I'll go to bed when you're too exhausted. Lan said something out of the blue that startled us both. Someone with a hoarse voice was called by Chi made Fong feel sorry for her. What had happened to Chi was unclear. Lan opened her eyes a moment later. This is the hospital, I see. Why have I come here? Quickly, are you awake? Hien asked. Everyone had to bring you here because you had a high fever yesterday. Chi and Duong just got home. I came in with Fong to tend to her. Hien explained the situation to Lan once more. With a gentle reply, Chi said, thank you for everything. Please sip on some water. Fong knew Chi would be thirsty when she woke up, so she had made her some water. Chi was assisted in sitting up by Fong and Hien. Chi gazed at Fong while holding a cup of water in her eyes. Fong, thank you. Emotionally charged, Lan asked, will anyone abandon me and go like that person? Fong reluctantly assisted Chi after noticing that everyone had relaxed and taken a break. It was the first time I had to care for someone like that, particularly when she and I don't have a unique relationship. But Fong was unable to abandon me in this circumstance. Sometimes I blew her away and put her in my mouth. She and I exchanged that intense look for the first time. Her youthfulness and endearing face forged a unique bond despite her lack of beauty. If you don't know her, you might assume she's a student, but she's actually a freshman or sophomore, not an adult. Lan abruptly said, hey, look at people when they sleep, do you have feelings? As Fong looked away from her eyes. Chi responded, eat it, don't talk nonsense anymore, after Fong shook her final hand. Was Fong struck by a black heart? Lan asked in a slightly healthier tone. Hien is a good girl, so anyone who can defeat her is extremely fortunate. I don't care how miserable you are, I just want her to be happy. Fong purposefully avoided looking at her as she got up to get a glass of water, but even though it was only for a brief moment, she felt another emotion rising in her heart. Instead of Lan's image, which she never imagined would have emotions, Hien's image shone brightly. With a deep voice, Fong poured water in front of her face. She drank the water away without frowning as she usually does. It seemed as though an electric current was flowing through the individual. With a soft tone, Lan said to Fong, thank you very much. Would you mind sitting here with me for a bit? Lan simply said, grabbed Fong's arm, and dragged him down beside her. Fong was bewildered and unsure of how to respond. All he knew to do was sit motionless beside her like a rock.